Hello guys, welcome back to PatronesMujer. I'll be sharing with you a tutorial on how to make the model you see in the picture. We take pen and paper to write down the materials. We find the pattern description in the magazine Children's pattern number 14. Once we have the pattern tracing from the magazine, we cut along the line of the side that we will make. These are finished patterns, which means they have 1 cm seams, hems, and come with notches and ground lines. For this coat, we are going to cut different types of fabric. Main fabric for lining and the pieces which have possible fabric. For the main fabric, we have a full edge, and we're just placing the back piece right now on top of the line. Have a look at the lines of the fabric, because the pieces from the back and the front have to match the lines of the fabric for sides. This is the front. We have 2 pieces from this fabric, and also have a look at the lines of the fabric. This is the inner sleeve. Cut 2 pieces, and also have a look at the lines, because the lines have to match the lines of the sleeve. This is the other part of the sleeve. We cut 2 pieces and also have a look at the lines of the fabric. This is the front facing. We cut 2 pieces. This is the back facing, and we have a full edge. This is the upper front. We cut 2 pieces in by. This is the upper back. We cut 1 in bias and full edge. This is the neckband. We have a full edge and cut twice. Before taking off the fabric, take a look at the cape pattern making, the lines you find in the pattern, the notches, and split them. This is the fur fabric, and this is the back. We have a full edge, and we cut 1 piece. This is the front, and we cut 2 pieces. This is the bottom part of the sleeve. We cut 2 pieces. This is the lining, and this is the back. We leave a space of the fabric because we are going to leave the linen a little bit loose, and we cut 2 pieces. This is the front, and we cut 2 pieces. This is the inner sleeve. We cut 2 pieces. This is the outer sleeve. We cut 2 pieces. We take the pattern that we have used for the fur and we sculpt for the lining. This is the back and we cut one full edge. This is the front piece and we cut 2 pieces. This is the foldable fabric. This is the inner sleeve. We cut 2 pieces. This is a part of the hip sleeve. We cut 2 pieces. This is the back piece. We draw on the pattern a line as you are looking at the video. We have a full edge and we also place the piece from the upper back and cut them. This is the upper front. We cut 2 pieces. This is the front and we cut 2 pieces. This is the front facing. We cut 2 pieces. This is the neck then, and we cut on full edge 1 piece. Before start sewing, you have to fold all the pieces which have foldable fabric. This is the back. Face the right and pin it with the piece of the waist. This is the front. We put on the bias on the cut of the waist, and on top we put on the front pieces from the waist. Also pin the zipper one side and the other side. We face the right of the front and the back and pin it far by the sides. This is the bias. We change the foot for one side foot and we pass a stitch to all along of the front piece and the edge of the bottom of the piece. Now we make the cut waist and face the right with the front as you did. The other side is exactly the same as we did for this one. This is the back, and also We are going to do the same process as we did for the front side. We are going to do the zipper. We use the side foot for the zipper. We sew really close to the tip of the zipper and sew it. This is the other side of the zipper, and we do the same as we did for the other side. So by the shoulders and by the sides. This is the neckband. We draw with the pattern all around of the neckband. We face the two pieces. Sew it carefully around of the line on the curve. We cut the excess of the fabric around of the neckband. Turn out the piece for the right of the fabric and pass a stitch to all around the neckband. These are the pieces from the bottom part of the coat. Face the right and pin it by the side. We sew from top to bottom for the side. Now we will sew the top part of the coat with the bottom part of the coat. We face the right, match the sides, and pin them. This is the neck then, and we are going to sew like you are seeing in the video. We start sewing. We leave 1 centimeter without a stitch and sew to all along of the pieces. Check the seams are open. Take a couple of back stitches at the end. We sew the neckline. Adjust the neckband with the curve of the neck. This is the sleeve. Face the right and pin it for the sides. This is the process that we are going to sew. Pay attention to the process for put together the pieces of the sleeve. Sew one side of the sleeve. Next, open the seam and press them with the iron. Lay down the bias on the edge of the bottom of the sleeve. Put on the bias and stitch it. Now, face the right of the fur and the other fabric and sew them. And close the other side of the sleeve. We pin the sleeves with the body. Match the head of the sleeves, match the notches, and match the sides. Sew the sleeve with the body dress. Rotate the armholes. The other sleeve is the same as we did to the other side of the sleeve. These are the pieces from the front and the back. Remember, for the back we leave 2 cm more in the center back because we want to leave the lining loose. Pin the sides and the shoulders. Those are the pieces facing. We pin by the shoulders, front and back. Pay attention to the process for put together the pieces of the lining with the facing pieces. These are the pieces from the bottom part of the coat. We pin by the face. This will be the process that we are going to make on the machine, so pay attention. This is the back. We pass a stitch 2 cm at the top and do another one stitch on the bottom on the center back. We close one shoulder and the other one. We close the facing pieces. We close one side and the other one. We open the seam and we press with the iron and overlock the whole line. The rights of the fabric have to face up and pass a stitch to all around of the pieces and pass a stitch to all around of the pieces on the overlock. we close the sides. We close by the shoulders. Now we close the sides of the bottom part of the coat. Later, we face the right and sew them. We take the bottom part and the top part, we face the right, and we sew them. Now, we take the sleeve, we match the head of the sleeve, check the size, match the notches, we sew the sleeve with the lining and rotate the armholes to sew them. The other sleeve is the same as we did to the other one. Pay attention to the next process. We are going to sew the main fabric with the lining. Pin the front of the coat with the lining and continue to all along with the coat. Match the cut of the waist, match the shoulders, the notches of the neck. Match the size. Match the center front. Match the neck band. Match the cut of the waist. Match the cuffs. Okay, sew the front part to the bottom. Now, important, match the sides and pin there because we have to close the lining. We fold the piece from the center front and sew them in diagonal until the side. We stitch a little bit more and we leave a part without sewing because we are going to turn all for this side. Now with the other side, we sew the same as we did for the other side. We fold the piece from the center front and sew them in diagonal until the side. We stitch a little bit more and we leave a part without sewing because we are going to turn out all for this side. We sew the center front. We are closing the center front of the fur with the lining and leave 1 centimeter at the end. And now sew the neckline all around, check to match the shoulders and take a couple of back stitches at the end. Sew the center front of the top part, one side and the other side. Pass the stitch close to the tip of the zipper. And close the other side of the center front. This is the cuff of the sleeve. Match the sides and rotate the cuff. Cut the corners of the coat and mix the cut excess of the fabric. Clip the seam allowance. Cut the excess of the fabric. Turn the coat for the gap we left before. We pass a stitch from top to the bottom until the cut of the waist in the center front. A stitch from top to the bottom until the cut of the waist. Pass a stitch to the other side. We place the shoulders back in the half of the shoulders and we sew by hand on the seams of the sleeves. Do another stitch on the seams of the shoulders with the seams. Turn the garment out by the gap that we left before and by hand close the lining with the fur fabric. And by hand pass a sew all the hem and later press with the iron the hem. The cuffs are the same as we did with the hem. Pass a sew by hand. And this is our cut finished. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up, and it will be great if you follow us. You will find the tutorial and more things. Remember, the account is at PatronesMujer, and as always, thank you guys for watching the video.